Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another StarCast TV commentary. Today, I am joined. My name is Flash for the Win, joined by Scan here at Dual Cast for excellent game we've got coming up here on the map, Shakur's Temple, spawning down here at the bottom right, left-hand portion of the map as the purple Protoss. It is going to be free. And up here at the top right-hand location, cross-map spawn as the blue Terran. It's going to be Royal, also known as Sari.
Okay, it looks like we are going to see a Terran versus Protoss matchup on Shakur's Temple. And this is a 4-player map. And let me change the latency a bit. It looks laggy. And do you know about this map? Like how the game usually go in Terran versus Protoss? A lot of people are struggling on this Shakur's Temple.
So the way I look at the map is, at least with close spawn, I think Terran is very strong on this map with close spawn because of factory timings. A lot of choke points that they can abuse with a push, but with cross map, I'm not as familiar with the playstyle.
I think this map is very similar looking, just like a circuit breaker. Has a lot of expansions and easy to take and also easy to destroy it at the same time. Like for example, if you're playing on a fighting spirit, if Protoss takes 12, 3, 6 or 9 o'clock expansion, it's so hard to take down those expansions. But in this type of map, like a Shakur's Temple, they are so vulnerable, and if you send just a couple of siege tank and you can take it down. And it looks like we'll be seeing a barracks expansion by Sari, and it looks like he is sending out the SCV at 12.
Yeah, we'll be curious to see if he does the End Scout. I know that a lot of Terran players say in this matchup to always do End Scout, regardless of it. Do you think that, especially with the barracks expansion, End Scout is very popular with this build? Yeah,
because if you're going for the barracks expansion, you always need to be aware of those zealot aggression by the Protoss. And it looks like Free is just gonna go for pure standard opening. This is 13 core into no zealot. And it looks like Sari is sending out scouting SCV towards the 11 o'clock. And there's the command center.
Alright, so looks like very standard things from both players here, and at least for Protoss these days, do you think what's more standard? You know, faster Nexus like around 23 or slightly later around 28? I know that at least for newer players, they like to go 28. I think they think it's a little bit more safer of a build order.
Oh, like going 3 pylon into 3 Dragoon into expansion?
Yes.
Right now, the current trend, a lot of Protoss players do 2 Dragoons into expansion. But if you look at like 4 years ago, Terran versus Protoss matchup, like when Rain was active, you probably have seen him going 21 Nexus with a single Dragoon. Nowadays, they make an extra Dragoon into an expansion. And they start cutting off the probe at 23. And let's see if Free is gonna go for 23 Nexus. Oh, he's making an extra probe. Okay, let's see.
Yep. Well, he actually, I think ended up canceling maybe the Dragoon. I think it's because he saw the 1-Rax FE, so supply actually went down from 24 down to 22, and now he's got the 23 Nexus there. Adapting his build a little bit after seeing the 1-Rax fast expand, and especially with cross map, it's very difficult for Protoss here to really punish it. The rush distance is very long.
Looks like Free will be taking down a scouting SCV with the probe micro. And Sari is building a factory at the main base. It looks like he does not have much of information. It looks like he's preparing for eBay at the inside of his... Oh, never mind. This is a proxy. Looks like this is going to be the second proxy factory. Interesting strategy.
Yeah, very interesting here. Going to lift that up over into that third base location and probably pump vultures out with it. And it'll be interesting to see that, obviously, might probably get a siege tank first out of the first factory that he built, but we'll see what the upgrade is going to be on that factory. Is it going to be, maybe vulture speed or mines, especially with the proxy factory might be a very strong build to catch Free off guard. Right.
But in my opinion, since this is a cross-spawn location, I have a feeling that Sari most likely will go for speed vulture after the single siege tank. And it looks like Free is also preparing for robotics support bay, and with the second gateway, it looks like this is going to be the 2 gateway into observer most likely. a lot of people are misunderstanding about the Protoss build order that there are some kind of a certain situation that Protoss go for 2 gateway into Reaver or 2 gateway into Observer. That really depends on the Terrence build order. Since Sari started with the Rex expansion, his factory timing is slow, but then his economy is so ahead. And he can also defend all those Reaver harassment with this massive amount of turrets like around his main base and natural. So it's most likely common to see going Observer first, and here we go, we're gonna be seeing Observer being made.
Yep, and then as you said a moment ago, Vulture Speed is going to be that first upgrade coming out of the machine shop to allow those Vultures to really run across the map. And you can see that he's actually waiting for the speed to finish as well and add a couple more Vultures there from the proxy factory. Now moving out with 2 Vultures that can one-shot probes. He wants to reveal his surprise here with as much damage as possible. You know, only running it with 1 Vulture is not as good. It takes too long to kill the probes most likely. But here Free does have the Dragoons position already at the choke, so maybe he's expecting some kind of a surprise here.
Oh, he's moving out. Oh! Oh, at the same time, he got the 6th Dragoon popped out and then holding on a ramp. And it looks like Sari will be picking up about 2 to 3 probes.
Two probes. The third probe is at red HP there, and meanwhile Free did manage to sneak out that other probe. Is going to be taking his third base there. As you said before in one of our previous casts, at the 6:30 mark is a very early third base timing here. Protoss, especially, you know, they want to get that faster third when Terran does go for the 1 racks fast expand. Needs to keep up in the economy.
Yes, it looks like Sari is preparing for another factory, and it looks like he's gonna just go for the upgrade Terran with the armory at the top of his refinery. And having all those floating barracks and an engineering bay, having a nice vision.
Yep, and we'll see if he starts to gear up for his own third base. We have an SCV coming over here to the 3 o'clock expansion, and it's in position right now, and in the meantime, Sari is positioning all these spider mines around the map to get himself a little bit of map control and to see where Free is moving out across the map right now.
And I think Sari is gonna go for the command center at the 3 o'clock, not at his main base, because he confirmed that it was an observer first into an expansion, and he's gonna put down all those spider mines on the map and have all those map control and not letting Dragoons to move out forward. So since his Dragoons are defending all those Vulture harassment at the 3rd Nexus, he can easily take the 3rd command center at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that being said though, a shuttle is heading over here, and Free is going to end up finding it. So this Reaver might actually be able to, by itself, force potentially a cancel. We do see the tanks now responding to this Reaver, and there are no turrets here in the main that protect this side of the base. A couple turrets there that might get shelled by the Reaver, but we will see probably no damage really being done here by Free.
It looks like Free is waiting for Speed Shuttle to be finished. I think he wants to sneak in later and also buy some time and not letting those tanks to get inside of the main base. And it looks like the Speed Shuttle is done. Speed Shuttle is done and getting in.
Oh, there's a lot of SCVs here. The targeting on this Reaver, not the greatest. There were SCVs closer to it, and then now I think it's just gonna go after the missile turret here, try to pick that off, give the shuttle some breathing room. But now the Goliaths are out. This shuttle is gonna be taken down, and the Reaver will get taken out. But there are a lot of SCVs. It will get some damage done before it dies. I think about 5 to 6 SCVs there, and the Zealot's doing a little bit of extra damage here as well. So not the worst, but definitely not what Free was looking for to get done without Reaver drop.
Sari defended really well with this Reaver harassment, and at the same time, Free is bringing another Speed Shuttle with the 3 Zealot inside, dropping top of the Siege tank and moving in. Looks like he's gonna take down some of the Siege tank and go for the thumb trade, but looks like Free missed micro a little.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's enough. I think the Goons were a little too clumped together, too much splash damage there. And they did pick off about 2 siege tanks, but now the reinforcements here from Sari. But the Goons are trying to get on top of the tanks. They pick off 1 tank right now. Another tank is getting targeted down, and it goes down. There's 1 last tank there in the choke that will survive, but I think the Goons here will be enough to clear out at least the front portion here. But they won't be able to really get in, but more reinforcements there from Sari, pumping out of 2 machine shops worth of factories. These Dragoons will end up going down, and the game will settle down a little bit after this. What do you think of the damage there from both sides?
Well, from that first Reaver harassment, he did really well, but I'm not sure if that trade was a good thing for Protoss in the second push, because even though he took down lots of siege tanks, but we are gonna be seeing the 4th Nexus being warped, but it seems a bit late in my opinion, because he could have taken that Nexus way earlier, but right now he's also committing all this Dragoon to snipe some of the siege tank and also moving in and losing that true Dragoon. I'm not sure if that was a good trade, but let's see. Freeze having about 1300 mineral right now. Also focusing on the macro. Yeah, focusing on the micro. Yes.
But the I think a strategy right now is to try to pick off as many tanks as possible. If he can keep the siege tank count low, he's maybe gearing up for some kind of big attack later to try to bust Terran when they don't have that many siege tanks, and that could be a strategy here. Obviously, one of the golden rules in a Protoss vs Terran that people teach a lot of time is keep the tank count low, and you'll have a good game as Protoss.
And we're gonna be seeing one single dropship at 10 o'clock, and that's gonna looks like he has no units inside. Maybe he wasted earlier.
Maybe a bait here. We do see a couple vultures that have pushed out. I think that they're going to be loaded up into the dropship, but for now, it's kind of just wandering out in the middle of nowhere with nothing really to do. But as you said, in the meantime, we do see the 2-1 upgrades being started right now here for Sari. He's going up to now 8 factories, and do you think he's just going to push out at 2-1, or do you think he's just going to try to keep expanding, especially with how close all the expansions are on this map? Very rich map. You think he's just going to go to a split map game?
In the old TvP meta where Protoss were going for the fast arbiter and so on, they used to go out with the 2-1 upgrade, but nowadays Protoss players are so good at trading Terran's 200 army and also good at macro and taking expansion so well, and nowadays they just usually wait for 3-2 upgrade, but we will be seeing another 4th command center at the natural and seeing the covered ops at the main base. Looks like he's preparing for the ghost, and there's gonna be the harassment at the 3 o'clock storms.
We do see the storm. So Free is going for the new style of PvT, the new meta, which is lots of storm drops to keep this the SCV worker count low from the Terran, never really let them get to maxed out. And as you mentioned before, the covert ops with Ghost, this is a new technology from the Terran here, that they like to go for lockdown, as well as maybe getting in some nukes later on in this game. How do you feel about this new strategy scan?
I am interested to see new strategy. I am very open-minded to learn and try out something new. And it looks like Sari is preparing for a couple of ghosts being made. Looks like, I think he made some ghosts to lock down those speed shuttle, because he has confirmed that there are 2 robotics facility at the main base, in the Free's main base, and that's going to be a lot of harassment going on by Free.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sari is now taking his own 4th expansion up here at the 12 o'clock, and he's got a couple turrets there, spider mines being laid to protect, and probably will end up moving maybe 1 or 2 tanks there as well to defend. So we are seeing that, Sari is getting up quite high in the base count right now, equaling Protoss, and still right now Free is only on 4 bases, so we do expect him to continue to expand further. He needs to keep the economy strong.
Another speed shuttle sneaking in and using storms at 3 o'clock, buttering the bread first, and it looks like he's taking a lot of damage now. That was the second harassment by Free. The first harassment is always the buttering the bread, just like you said previously.
Yep, exactly, and this time did quite a bit of damage, as you mentioned, getting a lot of those SCV kills there. At the 3rd base, we see Lockdown now is at about halfway upgraded with 3-2 started as well, and we definitely will start to look for those lockdowns going onto those shuttles.
Free is right now stuck at 180 supply. He needs more pylon and also needs to take more expansions. He's starting to have a lot of minerals.
Yep. especially getting supply blocked here a little bit is not what you want. But the 5th base is about halfway done now, or sorry, 1/3 of the way done here for Free, and he's got a pro moving down to the bottom right-hand area. So soon, if he can grab those 3 bases over there at the bottom right, put them up to 8 bases, and try to start up another gateway count there at the bottom right.
It looks like Free is gonna go into 3 o'clock location, and we'll be hearing some of the ghost lockdown on the shuttle. And it looks like a very good trade for. I'm not sure who's winning this battle, but at the same time, couple of zealots sneaking inside of a 3 o'clock command center, harassing a bit.
Yeah, I mean, so far I think it looks a little bit better here for Sari, but there was a little bit of economic damage there from those zealots that managed to run by. The thing is, you know, I think that maybe Free is okay with taking slightly inefficient trades because he knows that, at least from what I've seen, that this Ghost style is very much more of a turtle style compared to some of the other Terrans that want to push out more aggressively. Because otherwise, if you're not turtling, Ghosts kind of don't do as much.
And we'll be seeing both of the supply count is about even, but Free is gonna be having a bit of a supply lead. But most likely those supply leads is gonna be all the shuttle. If you subtract those shuttle, that's about the army count is gonna be about the even, in my opinion.
Yep, we do have 4 shuttles right now over there at the Natural, and they're loading up for some more storm drops. Probably going to try to go for a double drop maybe there at one at the 12 o'clock, one at the 3 o'clock, and get some economic damage done. Sari has been very good with remaking his SCVs, going back up to a 64 worker count. But right now, you know, he has 1 ghost at both locations, but I think one of the ghosts does not have enough energy. So over here at the 12 o'clock, we have to watch this drop.
Ooh, nice drop by Free. Buttering the bread. Kill a couple of SCV there. And not letting Sari to mine some mineral. And at the same time, it's gonna be going in at the 3 o'clock using storms. And we are not seeing much of a zealots incoming. We need zealots to break here. Only dragons are not good against siege tank and the vultures with the spider mines. Okay, now I think that was a mistake by Free. He did not have much of a zealot.
Yeah, a little bit imbalanced army composition there from Free, and I think that maybe the reason for that is, you know, a lot of the zealots that he's making is going into those shuttles, and when those are going for harassment, then he doesn't have enough zealots with the main army. So maybe he's got to produce a little bit more zealots here. And as you said before, a lot of that supply, you know, we see that Free does have a supply lead, but a lot of it is not useful supply. A lot of it's in observers, in shuttles. So, you know, the supply count is definitely a little bit misleading here in some of these instances.
And we'll be seeing 3-2 upgrade mech is now done. These siege tank will be so powerful and defending all those 3 o'clock and a 12 o'clock expansion at the same time. And it looks like we'll be seeing the 5th command center being made at 12 o'clock.
Yep, so looks like that Sari's strategy here is going to be expanding towards the top left, whereas Free's already taken the bottom right, so that's how the map is going to be split eventually. And, you know, it's possible that as he inches towards that left-hand side of the map, that he's going to start using those ghosts to get nukes in onto that side. We are waiting for that in anticipation. There are no nuclear... Oh, there is a nuclear silo at the main, and he has started building 1 nuke. It's about halfway done.
I did not see this nuclear silo being made at the main base. I did not think of I did not think he will kill his own command station. Interesting. So he's trying to hide all this information as much as he can, so he can prepare those nuke and maybe take down some of the expansions or kill some buildings or something like that.
Yeah, and you know, you said it the best. He wants to hide this information, keeping the nuclear silo in his main base instead of putting it at one of his outer bases where an observer or shuttle can see it. Here we go, Free. Looks like he's gonna try to go for another bust here. I'm not so sure if he's got enough units here to do it.
Nice lockdown. One of the high temperatures stuck inside of the shuttle, could not unload, and looks like those are the nice siege tank line, and we are not seeing much of a zealots. Looks like Free is gonna waste a lot of army there.
Yeah, look at the supply count right now. He's down by 30 supply. Now, that being said, he's got a large bank. He's got a lot of probes here, 70 probes total. And but not enough gas right now. He's
we
not,
are
Nuke.
we're seeing a ghost at 5 o'clock.
Yes, here it is. There it is. And will the Templar have enough energy for Storm? They have a Storm. Do they see the the ghost here?
And EMP.
Oh, the nuke is coming. It's falling. And oh, the Nexus goes down. The first nuke of the game has been dropped.
I'm wondering why Free did not use any side storms to get the ghost, but he let him to nuke at the 5 o'clock. Interesting.
Yeah, it is strange, you know, he had the Templar, he was controlling the Templar, and I guess maybe he just didn't see where the ghost exactly was. It was a little strange here. We do see some of the units now moving out from Sari to try to secure that 5th base for himself. The command center is now lifting over in that general direction. But we see the nuke is being rebuilt here, about halfway done already, and we're going to see where the next nuke is going to go. This is a very interesting game. You know, I've never seen this happen. I've heard rumors that this was the new strategy here from Terran players, but it's been crazy so far to see this strategy happen.
And I was thinking whether that's gonna be another nuclear silo at the 10 o'clock expansion, but it's gonna be the Compton station. Looks like he needs more. Oh, he cancelled it. He's switching it to a nuclear silo. We're hearing a couple of scan going on. Where did he scan? I'm not sure where he scanned, but oh well. We're hearing another nuke going on somewhere. Can we find it?
The 9 o'clock expansion here.
9 o'clock. Ah, there's gonna be the nuke with the EMP once again.
And here it comes. It's gonna drop. The probes are not evacuating fast enough. A lot of the probes did end up going down there. The base is now being taken down. Meanwhile, Free is trying to go for a counterattack here, realizing that he's got to kill the Terran somehow. The nukes are doing too much damage. The Zealots are coming down, but I think that there's too many chokes here. The Free-Hard base will be evacuated, but I think that there's too many units here. Oh, Storm going on the Ghost. 2 Ghosts get killed off immediately, but I think there's too much Terran here to stop this army.
And it looks like Sari decided to lift that command center and bring all those SCV, but it looks like all those SCV died while he was pulling back all those SCV, and it looks like that command center will go down most likely with the 5 Riggins. Does he have an observer to see? Okay, never mind. He will take it down without the observer.
Yep, he does end up taking it down. We did see quite a few of the ghosts die there, but now if you look at it, Sari's got a lot of ghosts now with his army. It's so interesting to see this. More SCVs going down actually for Sari, so he definitely needs to replenish. But now his army here moving over towards the 12 o'clock area. We're gonna see if he's gonna go decide to
looks
push
like
out yet.
we're gonna be seeing another nuke at 5 o'clock using nuclear right next.
Here's the Storm.
Right next to the gateway.
Oh, they miss.
Oh,
they got it.
He got it.
Oh, he got it this time. Wow, that is that's this is crazy to see these ghosts and the nukes going down. He's got 2 nukes right now in production. The one at the 5 o'clock, as you said before, that was being built. And you know, it's interesting to think about the ghost usage, because with EMP and shuttles, you know, you can't EMP the units inside the shuttle, but if you lock down the shuttle, then the units inside of the shuttle can't be dropped at all.
Right.
So, you know, it is an interesting idea. Obviously, I think lockdown takes a little bit more APM to use, because, you know, you have to target each individual one, whereas EMP is just kind of a big radius. But so far, I think it's been working out for him.
Looks like there's gonna be another dropship, and we're hearing another nuke at... Where is it? Oh, it's right at the Nexus at the 9 o'clock. A vessel is coming and dropping the EMP, and looks like he'll be taking down that ghost before the nuke drops. Oh, that was unfortunate. And at the same time, we'll be seeing another dropship using Cloak at 5 o'clock with a single vessel ready. Looks like he wants to nuke at 5 o'clock once again.
Yep, there are a lot of cannons now spread out. I think this is a really smart strategy here from Free to kind of have these cannons towards the edges of the base. That being said, I think with the ocular implants, the Ghost did manage to have some extra range in dropping the nuke. Now, I think that this Ghost is going to be seen. Yeah, because instantly stormed. The nuke is going to be wasted, unfortunately. But he's going to keep trying. You know, one of these days, Free is going to mess up a little bit. He's going to take a lot of damage from one nuke.
Looks like Sari is now going to move out since he has about 24 tanks, more than 24 tanks, and there's gonna be a lot of mine drag and killing Siege tank, and it looks like that was a very bad engagement by Sari, and Free's gonna be winning this battle.
Yeah,
there are a lot of tanks here from Sorry, but unfortunately for him, you know, even if you only have pure tank, you still need some supporting units there. No vultures, no Goliaths, or anything to really buffer for the tanks. The Zealots got right on top of them, and now Sorry is once again down by a lot of supply here. Obviously, some of the shuttles, you know, taking out some of the supply, but right now doesn't really have any defenses here for the his 5th base.
Yeah, this 5th base is gonna be vulnerable, and it looks like Free is gonna take down the command center with the Dragoons and storming on the top of the vultures and siege tank, and maybe will it be able to take down? I don't think so. The SCVs are
shuttle drop though, nice lockdown, catching some of the Zealots inside of the shuttles. But I think that, yeah, the goons all end up going down there. The command center will end up finally getting repaired. But Sorry has some issues right now. You know, he's not mining too much, only on 2-base mining. His 12 o'clock is about to run dry here. Some of the mineral patch is down to only about 100 minerals. So he's only going to be mining off of 1 base, only has 40-something SCVs, whereas Free is got a lot. But that being said, the supply count for Army is much different here because Sorry is actually ahead on supply, but down on workers.
And using some of the D-Matrix and the siege tank, and High Templars are getting sniped. There's going to be one storm.
I don't know about this one. I think that Free's army will eventually get cleaned up here, and this will be the end of this 9 o'clock base over here.
Even though Free has a lot of pro of like 67 workers, but he does not have much of an expansions. Right now, his 3rd base is mined out. His where did he take? He took the 4th base at the 9 o'clock. That fourth base is gonna be falling down, and he's gonna be mining at the 2 bases only.
Yep, just now started finally the natural down there at the bottom right-hand location. There is still a dropship here. Maybe it has a ghost. No ghost inside of it. There's a cloak ghost coming down right now. Here goes the nuke down there at the natural.
We're gonna be seeing another red dot and EMP at the Nexus at the 5 o'clock natural.
Oh, I don't think he sees it. I think Free's a little too occupied. He's trying to think maybe that it's at an established base, but it's not. Here comes the nuke. The nuke is going to force all of those buildings to not get warped in. Some really good damage there by Sorry, and maybe we're going to start seeing a little bit of a comeback here. You know, his army count is roughly the same. He just needs to not take any bad engagements, as we saw him take a bad one a little bit earlier on in the game, and you know, still try to take a lot of the attention away from Free from a lot of these areas that are going to get nuked.
And we're hearing a couple of Dragoon attack. Oh, he's killing his own gateway because his Dragons are stuck. Okay. He's also trying to clear some of the Spider-Mans on the minimap at the center, and it looks like both of the supply count is about even, and that's gonna be a good thing for Terran most likely, because these 3-3 upgrade mech is so scary if you're a Protoss player. And all the supply lead by Free, those are gonna be the shuttles, and not gonna be useful against these 3-3 mech in my opinion.
Yep, another drop coming down here at that 5th base location. Not much damage being done there at all. And as you said before, you know, most of that supply is in shuttles. It's also in probes, right? So he's got a 17 worker lead, but if he's not even on supply, that means he's in army supply. He's down by 17 right now. So, you know, a Terran with a stronger army composition is always going to be scary here. And Sorry is starting to push out onto the map. He's starting to gain a little bit more map control here, and he's got quite a scary army as well, remacroed back home there at the front of his natural.
It looks like the Free's 6 o'clock expansion is going to be mined out in the next couple minutes. And he seems really desperate to take some of the expansions. He needs some mining bases. And it looks like there's a single ghost cloak at 5 o'clock. Looks like he is preparing for a nuke or something. Okay, yeah, he's preparing for the nuke. The nuclear production is 50%, 60% done by now.
Yep, the Ghost only has about 29 energy left though, so maybe when the nuke is finished, he's not going to have cloak energy. He's probably have to hide it somewhere and then hope that Free does not notice the Ghost is uncloaked. But that being said here, he is moving out across the map. The tanks are a little bit vulnerable right now without the vultures behind them, and he's got to keep retreating back here. Maybe a little bit over eager here from Sorry.
And he's pulling back his siege tank, and there are some of our backup tanks that are having good protections to cover those siege tanks that are running away. A couple siege tanks will get picked off at center.
A little unfortunate there, losing 4 siege tanks for nothing basically.
And we actually see 2 ghosts at 5 o'clock. There's gonna be another nuke on the way. And Free needs to find that ghost.
Yeah, I think he's desperately trying to find it. I think the army sees it. He's trying to get back in time. It's not going to get back in time, though. The nuke is coming down. A lot of the probes are there, too. Quite a few probes going down there with the nuke. Unfortunately, you know, the nuke was positioned on the other side of the Nexus, so the probes actually were relatively safe. Only lost, I think, about 5 or 6. And no EMP this time, so the Nexus also survived. But that means that now Free's army had to go running down all the way down there, and Sari has actually retaken the 3rd base, his original 3rd base, and now is also taking the 9 o'clock expansion. Or the, sorry, 3 o'clock expansion.
There's gonna be a little bit of engagement going on at the center, but I'm not sure this is gonna be a good engagement by Free. There are some of the storms going down, but looks like some of the high temperatures are getting picked up by the siege tank, and shuttle unloading top of the siege tank. Very nice engagement. Okay, he's not unloading, but eventually he will win this battle.
Yeah, lockdown on an empty shuttle, not really what Sari was looking for, and he will finally manage to squeak out the winning army here. All these zealots finally managed to get on top of those siege tanks there. Some good target firing there from Sari, as you noticed that he had killed all of the dragoons first before the tanks ended up starting to target down those zealots. But he ends up winning the fight here. Some of these SCVs are trying to retreat. Is there a storm on the High Templar? Yes, there is. And they will storm the SCVs. And once again, Sari's SCV count has dwindled below 40.
And once again, we're gonna be seeing another nuke at 5 o'clock. He just dropped the EMP. Will he be able to guess where the ghost is? Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
He'll be taking down that ghost, and at the same time, all those Zealot Dragon and High Templar army will get cleared up by the siege tank and the Goliath, and with some of the vultures.
Good storm on the Goliaths there, just again trading blows for each other. And right now, Free's goal here is, because, you know, he does have the 2-base mining strong there at the bottom right, that as long as he can keep Sari off of, you know, another expansion there, I think that he'll be in a good spot. He needs to deny this 3 o'clock expansion, though, from Sari. But Sari is now moving down here with his quite large army. Lots of siege tanks here, and he's getting in position before Protoss is ready to deal with this.
Using the D-Matrix. Canceling out those storms. And it looks like this siege tank is so scary. And he also brought some of the ghosts at the same time. Looks like he wants to lock down some of the ghosts, I believe.
Yeah, maybe lock down goons at this point. There's no shuttles along with this army, but right now, there's a little bit too much choke points and too many spider mines between the tanks and the vultures. The zealots are finally getting on top of the army right now. Yeah, locking down some of those dragoons. I think it's going to be enough. There's enough vultures here to clean up the zealots, and that means that the lockdown goons are also blocking the other dragoons here. Unbelievable.
And right now, Free is gonna be stuck at 1-base mining, and Sari is at 3-base mining. I am thinking this is not looking great for Free.
Yeah, Free's bank is all but gone right now. As you can see, down 30 supply as well. Sari has already done a very good job of remacroing his SCV count as well. Now it's 51 over Free. And, you know, as I said earlier in this game, the going down the side paths here between bases is very powerful for Terran. A lot of choke points that Protoss is not easy to engage on. Another shuttle drop here on the 5th base there at the top left. It will end up cleaning up some of the turrets, and we'll pick off one of the nuclear silos. Unfortunately, no nuke inside of that one. But now the vultures are going to come in here and clean up these zealots, and that's going to be GG.
Wow. What an interesting game. And what do you think about this game?
It's I mean, it's crazy to see ghosts being used, and obviously new technologies are always, it's very fun to see the meta being changed. And we'll see, you know, maybe on some maps it's not as strong, but I think definitely on Shakura's, which is a very good for turtling, and with all the bases close together, I think nukes are the ghost style is very strong on a map like this.
I think one of the mistakes that maybe Free was not ready to defend those nuke by Sari. He had all those observers with the observer speed, but he did not spread around those observers to catch some of the ghosts that are trying to sneak in to 5 o'clock or 9 o'clock to drop some of the nukes. But he did not have any observer there. Those expansions were so vulnerable against those ghosts. And I think one of the mistakes that Free made was he made too many shuttles, in my opinion, because all those shuttle, the supply count, it became useless against when Terran had 3-2 upgrade, and he constantly used massive amount of shuttle and try to drop and harass at the same time. But I think that turned out to be a bad engagement in late game.
Yeah. Do you think you should have go Arbiter after a little bit? You know, after he used the shuttle style, go back into Arbiters when Terran has more units to.
Yeah, I think so, because Protoss starts to have like 5 bases, 6 bases. I think at that time, Protoss should be able to switch to on other tech. Like instead of using massive amount of shuttle, maybe they can switch to carrier or Arbiter or anything. But I think he was a little bit stubborn using Speed Shuttle High Templar with the Storm Drop harassment with the two robotics facility. And I think maybe that was the reason. That could be the reason why Protoss started to fall behind in late game. And thank you for watching, and if you guys enjoy watching these great games on StarCast TV, please hit the like and subscribe button, and we will bring more awesome games in the future.